guys, welcome back. As I get inspired, I'm gonna record. I don't know how I'm gonna record, but I don't know how I'm gonna record. I don't know how often I'm gonna record, but I am gonna record. And I've got my little guy here. Who I've got here is Nightmare Foxy. Now, to some of you guys, if you don't know FNAF, you might think, why is he there? He's kind of, unusual looking. But if you're a FNAF fan, he's the cutest little guy in the world, and you love him because he pops out of your closet. And if you pay attention to him and love him, he goes back to being the cutest little baby. Huh. Cutest little baby. And that's a thing. What I wanted to talk about today is a lot of people worry once you get involved with Loki. And I've encountered this over the years, and we all deal with it. I've dealt with it too. Everybody deals with it off and on. And you deal with it any relationship, not just with Loki. Wondering if their physical appearance or anything else about them, if it's good enough for Loki, and how can it be good enough, because there's like people out there that are younger, thinner, more attractive, more beautiful, whatever. Well, one thing is, gods don't look at us the way we look at us. They don't perceive from a human judgment of beauty. We have to remember, may he not strike me dead, they are vastly older than us. Don't. Baby, I love you. Don't kill me. But they are vastly older than us, so they've been around long enough to see, humans change their minds, over millennia. First humans like women to look like this, then they like women to look like that, and they see all these different things we do to ourselves. They watch all these horrible things we do, and they see it happen to men. They see it happen to every gender, by the way, not just to women and men. They see it to happen to all genders and non-genders and everything else. I'm not trying to be, non-inclusive or anything. And with Loki especially, he's all genders anyways. And he can look like anything he wants. And I mean anything he wants. He can look like you. He can look like anything he wants. He could look like little Nightmare Foxy here if he wanted to. Sometimes to get my attention, if he knows I'm really, really into something, he has popped up as things. I have probably written articles in the past. In fact, I know I have, based on experiences, and it's been Loki. And then I've been like, oh crap, now what do I do with the article? As I've realized it later, and I've been like, well, nobody's reading the article, so I've just left it alone. And I've been like, because you're never sure. If you're a Loki and you're never sure, was that really, like, did that really happen to me? Or was that just Loki because he wanted attention? You're never sure. And so, you're dealing with a shapeshifter that has... The way they describe it in the Eddas is wanted appearance, I think they say, or like they're saying like his everyday appearance. But they kind of give you the idea that is kind of the appearance he put on because reasons. He put on this beautiful appearance. So we don't know if this beautiful appearance that her Loki has, the flame-haired one has, is his true appearance, or is this another mask? Is this just another form he wears? And the thing is, it really doesn't, have to matter. The Loki I actually knew growing up, since the Norse gods were forbidden in this area, and that's a long story, did not look like the traditional Loki. And we had to work over to traditional Loki. So I've seen him in many different forms, and so... when I finally saw him in Norse form, it was like, okay, I wasn't used to this. And I actually had to get used to the Norse form. I was like, okay. And he was a little taken aback, and we were both a little taken aback. I mean, it wasn't that he didn't like love and adore me, he did, but he's used to most people like fangirling over him and all the internet art and everything. And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, Norse gods don't do it for me. But it was actually nice because it gave us a really long time to get to know each other. But he is not superficial in the least. He will not judge you on appearance. If he's with you and he's showing that he's interested and he's genuinely interested in you. He's not with you to throw you a pity party. He is not with you despite of. He's not with you because he thinks you're heroic because of, or anything else. It doesn't matter if you're disabled. It doesn't matter if you think your dog ugly. It doesn't matter if you think you look like Winston Churchill's butt. It, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think this little guy is 10 times more attractive than you. And I think he's a little cutie. I'm smacking him with my microphone. It doesn't matter because, he loves you for you. And when he looks at you, he sees someone beautiful. And I don't mean that in a, touchy-feely, new agey way. He really does see someone beautiful when he looks at you and someone worth being with, because he is just, and may he forgive me for saying this, he is just vain enough that he would not be with you if he didn't think that way about you. I love him to bits, but if he didn't really love you and he wasn't really interested in you, he wouldn't actually be with you. And, pardon me, I had bacon sandwiches. Saturday we were celebrating. If he really didn't want a relationship with you, he wouldn't be with you. And, have a sip here. So I won't keep coughing on you. I've been recording all day and catching up with me. But yeah, if there are issues, what you really should do, and what it took me forever and a day to learn to do, is go to him and say, I'm actually giving this to you. I'm giving you all these issues I have. I'm giving you how I feel about this, how I feel about myself. And I'm giving it over to you. Now, it's not going to cure itself in a day. It's not going to cure itself in a week. But over time, it will get better because he'll help you see it better. Now, because remember, how do most people see him? If they're not Lokean, how do they see him? They scream and they run or they think he's a joke, or they think he's a Norse devil, or they think he doesn't exist, or they think something. I mean, for gosh sakes, there's an austere right to get rid of him, to actually banish him and his children, made by this like neo-Nazi wannabe Odinist group that would probably get their butts kicked by the real Odin should he ever come down and see the nonsense they're carrying on in his name, because they actually have words like Christian devil in their hashtag, so that shows you what kind of Odinists they are. But just remember, guys, he does love you, and when you have issues like this, and you have issues with feeling like he's going to reject you because he's so infamous for his own beauty and perfection and everything, just remember that a vast majority of the world is not going to treat him like he's beautiful and perfect or anything. And so he understands where you're coming from. He really does. He's not actually used to being loved and being seen as beautiful, and I think that's why he tends to soak it in it a little too much and lord it over people a little too much. He knows he does. He can't call me out on that one. I love him, but gods know he is not perfection. That's why we love our gods, right? Because they're in the trenches with us, and they do make mistakes. And that, you know what? That's okay. They're growing and learning with us. They're living gods. They're not, they're not sitting there static or tied to a stick or nailed to something. Shh. They're living gods. They're going along with us, or, failing with us and triumphing with us and everything else. And he's not omnipotent. If you're hiding it from him and not telling it to him, he's never going to know. So you have to tell him. and let him know. And I know it can be really hard to admit it because you think, oh gosh, he never feel this way. He'd never know. He never understand. He probably does. Just, try not to shout it at him. I know from personal experience it doesn't work too well. Don't shout it at him because he usually has a story 10 times worse and he will shout it back at you. So try not to shout it at him. Oh God, I don't know why he puts up with me. I really don't. I think because I cook and clean. He's married to me. What can he do with me? There's no such thing as God divorce. Okay, guys, I hope you like what you saw, and I will see you guys later. Blessed be.